And finally, and I know I'm mindful of the time here, finally we do have, I wanted to share with you our kind of our plan. The board met recently and came up with a plan. We call it the pandemic plan, actually, because we're just very mindful of the time that we're in. So I'm going to share this. We call it "We Are Still Here," and just 5 points, 6 points. So membership has done pretty well this year. Actually, even with the pandemic, we're at 83% of membership. Last year, we were at 104% of membership. So obviously, there's been some dip. Um, we tried the Mission Alive program, and we had some traction with that, but we didn't take enough time to consult with all the diocesan directors, and so they had some concerns. So we had to address that. So we did try to do that, but the board decided that we wouldn't move forward because we didn't want to have any bad feelings. So we had to do work remotely. We've been back in the office since July, but when we move, we'll go back into remote working because we're moving into a hotspot, high infection rate in Prince George's County. And then lastly, we're working with the Pontifical Mission Society on a project called Missio Plus. We're trying to produce 10 30-minute programs that will really break open this experience that we're having here in the United States. All the things that Nancy talked about, the pandemic, the racial tensions, the economy, the fires out west and the flooding down south, and the political campaign and all that's happening. What's that experience like, and what does mission have to say to that? So it's a very exciting project. Really very happy to be working with the good people at the Pontifical Mission Society. And, financially, this will kind of take the place of our conference, which we had to cancel, or not cancel, but postpone for a year because of the pandemic. And it will promote mission because it's designed for the adult Catholic. It will be broadcast on Wednesday night at 7:30, and we'll be getting information out to you within the next couple of days. Our hope is to have our first episode next Wednesday. So that's one of the projects that we're working on, and if you have any interest in it, please let me know. Just drop me an email because I need some help recruiting speakers for that. Okay.
May I suggest something?
Sure.
If you might want to send around that list of topics that you sent to the board, and then people would have a better idea if, they would know some, or they themselves would feel called to maybe do that.
Excellent idea. We'll be happy to do that. So thank you very much, Nancy. Okay, just finally, just so what we're going to try and do over the next 6 months or so, we really want to focus on engagement. So we're going to be reaching out and trying to engage each one of our members. We really want to involve members in any kind of new programming. So that's number 2. We are going to be inviting members to see if they could renew early to help us with our cash flow and those kind of questions. So that'll be going. Normally we renew in January. We'll send out the notices in December, November, December. We are writing grants. We have 2 major grant proposals out there. We're submitting another proposal tomorrow. So there are grants proposals out there so that we can advance the work of the association. And then lastly, the board is going to be working on a post-pandemic plan. This is what we're going to focus. This is kind of our focus until we can kind of begin to emerge out of the pandemic. And once we, but while we're having this focus, we're also going to be planning for a post-pandemic world, whenever that begins. So that's the way the board is trying to structure this. As always, the board is always open to your ideas, your feedback, your pushback. We want to hear from you. So if you have thoughts about this, or you're thinking, you know, this is not going to work at all, please let us know. We want to hear from you. So you're always invited to give us your thoughts. If you haven't seen this yet, treat yourself. The reason why we call this "We Are Still Here" is that we've been inspired by this little video that the Pontifical Mission Societies in Europe did, which just says, we are still here. We're going to continue to hang in there because we're missionaries. It's a very powerful, short 3-minute video, so I'd recommend it to you. We may be in this pandemic for another 6 months or another 16 months, but we are still here, and that's our plan for the future. With that, I'm going to stop sharing my screen.